The 2008 financial collapse was huge and complex. Its causes are many: bad risk models, bad government policies for sure, bad business decisions, probably other things too. But while speaking on a panel of feminists yesterday, Senate non-entity Kirstin Gillibrand of New York identified another cause you probably hadn't even thought of: gender. Men are the problem, she said. Here's what Gillibrand said about the collapse of the investment bank Lehman Brothers. Watch.
That's why the empowerment of women is so important throughout the economy and through leadership through these offices, because we don't value women in society, and that's just the fact. You know, if it wasn't Lehman Brothers but Lehman Sisters, we might not have had the financial collapse.
Tammy Bruce is a radio host and president of Independent Women's Voice, and she joins us tonight. Tammy, I feel almost mean playing that. I don't dislike Kirstin Gillibrand. I felt sorry for her watching that because didn't make any sense. It was kind of sad. But I thought maybe there's something deeper here, and since you're a resident deep person, I thought I'd run it by you. What do you think of that?
Well, you know, I can get as deep as just saying that it was stupid. It's insulting.
Yeah.
It is sexist. And it's the argument that misogynists make. What she was referring to is a study that said because women are risk averse, that they would have taken less chances, and so Lehman Brothers would have been just fine. This argument, though, puts all women into a category of expecting their behavior to be based on their gender. And it is gender stereotypical. It is based in a sexist expectation that women are going to behave a certain way because of their sex. And this is the other argument that misogynists use, is that women are risk averse, and they're, as a result, more frightened by things. They're less apt to take risks. And, you know, risks does not mean that that it's a dumb decision. Look, women's lives are filled with risks. When we wake up in the morning, it's risky. We get pregnant, it's risky. We give birth to children, it's risky. We've changed the academy. We've changed the military. Everything we do every day is a risk, and we do it well. But the arguments by misogynists are that by pinning all women together through their gender is that it's why women don't make history. It's that women are not brave enough to do great art, that we aren't interesting enough to invent things, that we are not brave enough to be military leaders. She's arguing there, through this risk-averse, gender-based stereotype, that a woman could also not be a president, because it's the same framework. And this is what we have to reject. And so, of course, it's insulting, and it is misogynist and sexist to boot.
So I guess I'm looking at it from the other angle, which is, why is she attacking men? You know what I mean? Like, I'm a man. I have a son who's an adult man. He didn't do anything to tank the banks. Do you know what I mean? He didn't.
You talk about it all the time,
profit from credit default swaps. Like, why are you blaming a huge group for the sins of a few? Because
it's what you've recognized repeatedly, and I think exclusively, is this argument by the left about toxic masculinity. It is about condemning and indicting all men for simply being men. And her argument, in order to counter that, you can't argue what feminists have always, or at least my generation did, that women can do what men do. We, in fact, are very similar. Our styles might be more different, but women can accomplish what men accomplish. What she's arguing is, since there's toxic masculinity, and that is a foundational theory now of the left, we have to counteract it by saying that the peaceful, simple woman who is not as aggressive is the answer. So this now condemns them into putting women into one category in order to succeed at condemning all men. And what they end up doing is saying that women can't be president, women can't be a leader, women by their, well, look, we had one president who behaved this way, and it was Barack Obama. A man who was too afraid to confront ISIS, too afraid of his own red line with Syria, too afraid to really govern and help the economy, too afraid of tyrants around the world. That's what she's advocating for, and it certainly is not a feminine trait.
Well, I don't blame all women for Kirstin Gillibrand.
Thank you.
Because I'm above that. Tammy, thank you. It's great to talk to you tonight.
My pleasure. Thank you, Tucker.